ERC20, 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 ERC20. So what do you want to talk about today? ERC20. It would be best if we took an example. There's a guy named Razor. Very short name. Very short name. Razor is the second most powerful person in the kingdom because he knows what the king likes to eat. Every villager wanted to feed the king. Everyone knew he liked bread, and to survive in the kingdom, you have to make the bread. So Razor is ERC20, the kingdom is blockchain, and the king is the validator who approves tokens. And the villager is the person who wants to release his tokens money in the blockchain. And bread? It was obvious, but tokens. But why not pizza in your hypothetical example? Have you ever seen a king eating pizza? I'm gonna hit that R on your face. King tasted every bread villagers brought but threw most of it out. It was a total waste as villagers were using their scarce resources only to make bread. And King didn't even reward them as he didn't like it. Razor thought, why not give the villagers a proper basic recipe so that they can change the coating of the bread and packaging? But the taste remains the same. This means everyone started creating their own version of smart contract, but it needed to be standardized. Customized contracts are difficult to be accepted by the community, so most of them were lost in blockchain and were waste. ERC20 gave proper guideline, a recipe, so that all the token, which is the bread, are made with exact specification. So you can make an asset and the network can detect the token. Think of a token as a separate line of code. If they're not streamlined, it will take a huge amount of time to integrate those code in their network. Okay, I'm feeling hungry. Sit down. You mentioned smart contract. What are they? See, once you know the recipe, you can create a smart contract in the network that will manage not only the supply of those tokens, but also keep track of ownership of those tokens. So even if the recipe is same, the villager can control how many breads he wants to supply and what price. Interesting. Villagers knew that since everyone would adopt guidelines in their recipe, changing the recipe slightly could result into a disaster. Now Razor started helping the villagers so that they could focus only on baking the bread. With this guideline, the transportation of bread and its storage were also streamlined. Earlier, bread of different sizes had to be customized, which were costly and time consuming. Villagers also had to make sure that the bread's quality was maintained or risk that the king might reject the bread altogether. So businessmen knew that there was no point in reinventing the wheel. They have to just follow these recipe guidelines so that they can draft smart contracts that can be easily integrated with the network. Earlier customization of these smart contracts, bread, would require huge costs and time. One question, is king an ass? I mean, is he even running the kingdom or just focusing on the bread? If you ever become a king someday, just focus on pizza, none will question you. Can we please come back to the point? Since Razor has deep knowledge how king thinks, he can help other food makers to introduce their other products. If you know the guidelines, you can make smart contracts that can not only be used for tokens but also for other assets like gold, real estate, etc. Can you please summarize so that it sticks in my head? Sure. I will summarize this in a simple way. It is just like the currency of any country. The central bank designs the note for every nation, its unique shape and size. The note should have a similar design, color shade, photo, and watermark and have unique number assigned to it. To verify the legitimacy of the note, when a machine detects any deviation in design of the note, then the note will be destroyed. And in the worst case, the villager will be banned from the kingdom due to not following the recipe correctly. In summary was simple. Why didn't you use it before? There is a reason. For a country's currency, central bank has the authority to regulate it. So in this example, Razor and villager are the same person.
But in cryptocurrency, raiser is ERC20, and anyone who wants to raise money through crypto can make their own tokens with the standard set by the particular blockchain.
I think I should stop watching Money Heist.
I think you should.
One last question. What is the full form of ERC20?
Ethereum request for comments.
And 20?